Hey guys, so this is the update video to the quickfire hydrangea video that I made, I think around the beginning of May or so. Right now it is June 23rd, so we're just at about the end of June, and I wanted to make this video now because I wanted to show you what these hydrangeas are looking like, and they're just starting to get into bloom now. All right, so you can see that they have put on a good amount of size and they've got tons of buds and even some blooms as well. So if you didn't watch my first video, I would say go back and watch that so you could see what these looked like at that point. But these hydrangeas are called a panicle hydrangea, so they don't start blooming until like more of the summertime. However, quickfire hydrangeas bloom a lot sooner than other ones. But let me just give you a close look at what everything's looking like right now. So these type of hydrangeas, they do have kind of like a conical shape to them. In fact, this one, you could probably get a better look for what the shape of them looks like, but they're not like a limelight where they have really close blooms. They're a little bit more separated. So you can see that they're just starting to open up now, and they're pretty much like a nice creamy white. They almost have a little bit of green to them, especially on the undersides of all the flowers, or the petals, I should say. But this is a pretty good size. I would say it's probably about 2 to 3 feet tall right now, probably more closer to 3 feet at this point. And I'll just kind of pan over to the next ones. So they're looking really, really great right now. Now, I did trim some of these just a little bit at the beginning of the season, so that way they could grow in more of a like bush shape, so that way they don't have too many things like this. Like, for example, you can see that I trimmed this back this spring, and you can see that since then it's grown 2 more that are out. And that does help you have more dense foliage. So we'll keep pruning them back just a little bit every year. But these have been getting full sun all day long. This is actually pretty much the only time of day when they have some shade. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening right now, but they have sun pretty much from when the sun rises till when the sun sets. And you can see this last one right here. So like I said before, quickfires are a type of panicle hydrangea that bloom about a month before any other panicle hydrangeas. So I have some limelight hydrangeas that grow at my house, and I have seen maybe 1 bud on them so far, whereas these are already starting to bloom. And then just to recap, you can see that these blooms right here, their opening is kind of like a creamy white color, but what's going to happen is as the season progresses, they're actually going to develop some kind of like pinkish / red spots on them, and eventually these plants will be very red by like the end of the season. That's why they're called quick fire, because they almost kind of look like fire, like the color of it. They're really, really awesome plants. I also will say that these are the regular quick fire hydrangeas. So we planted these last year. If you go on Proven Winners' website, they have them in, I think, quart and gallon sizes. So we got the quart size. They were really, really minuscule plants, like literally like this big when we first planted them. Not really, but they were pretty small. And in their second season, they have gotten to be a really, really good size. Like the top of this one right over here is a good 3.5 feet tall, I would say. So if I back up, you can kind of see the area that they're filling in. We may eventually plant more stuff here, but for now we've at least got these 5 quickfire hydrangeas. So these are going to be about 6 to 8 feet tall, if I didn't say that before. However, if you really do like this type of hydrangea, but you don't have that much space for it, there also is a little quickfire, which gets about 3 to 5 feet tall. So that might be a better option for you, but it still blooms nice and early. And I believe even next year, there's a newer variety that's called Quickfire Punch, or maybe that might be Little Lime Punch, so maybe forget what I just said. But anyways, they're doing really, really well so far. So I'll keep making more updates on these. Maybe I'll do one once they start to put on some color to them, but they're looking really, really great. I will also add that we do have irrigation to this area. Now, I live in about central Rhode Island. We get a decent amount of rain every year, not a ton of rain. Throughout the summertime, there can be about like a good week, maybe 2 without getting some rain. But when you do put hydrangeas, specifically like the panicle ones, but pretty much any hydrangeas that can tolerate the full sun, like these, you do want to make sure that they get enough water. For the first couple years, we wanted to irrigate them just so that way they were getting enough water on top of any rainwater. But right now these are on, I think, about every other day or a few days a week. We have a soaker hose on them for about 10 or 15 minutes. So it's not a lot of water, but it just helps them get through the really, really hot, like 90+ degree days. So that was pretty much for this video. If you have any comments or questions about the quickfire hydrangeas, or if you had any requests for anything you wanted me to show about these hydrangeas in particular, be sure to let me know. Like I said, I'll be making an update to them probably around the end of July or August, whenever I feel like is another good time to show you guys an update on these. But they've been growing really, really well so far, and they're loving this space. I haven't really even been seeing any burning on any of the leaves or anything like that. So besides that, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in the next one.